Hello students, welcome to another lecture of Virtual English class. So today we will discuss the second chapter of Supplementary Reader book. The name of the chapter is The Address, written by Marga Minko. Before we start the chapter, let us know about our author. Marga Minko ranks among the most important Dutch journalists and writer. She was born on March 31st, 1920 in Ginneken, Netherlands. Her family was Jewish. Almost everything Marga Minko has written is, to a greater or lesser degree, marked by her experiences as a Jew in the Netherlands during the German occupation from 1940 to 45. Now, that was the time of the Second World War. So, students, before we start this chapter, you need to know about the concept of the backdrop of this chapter, in which background this story has been written. Now, as I have told you, Marga Minko, she was a Jewish. She is the narrator of this chapter also. So basically, this is written in the backdrop of the Holocaust. If you remember, you must have read in your history books also that Hitler was a person, he was totally after the Jewish people during the Second World War. The reason being that in the First World War, which happened between 1914 to 1918, he was a soldier in the German army. But at the end of the war, Germany was defeated, and Hitler, along with his other German Empire people, they couldn't get over the defeat of the German Empire. So they spread the myth that they were betrayed by Jews, they were backstabbed by Jews, and that was the reason that hatred lingered on in Hitler's mind and heart towards the Jews, and he wanted to eliminate them. Then afterwards, this whole thing happened in the Second World War, where the genocide of the European Jews across the German occupied Europe happened between 1941 to 45. So Nazi Germany and its collaborators, they systematically murdered some 6 million Jews. So this story is in the backdrop of that. You must know, you should be aware about this concept of Holocaust. Please gather some knowledge regarding this, and afterwards you'll be able to understand this chapter more clearly. So an introduction I have given to you. So let us start the chapter. First of all, we will discuss about the chapter, what this story is all about. Well, this short story is a poignant account of a daughter, who is the narrator of the chapter, who goes in search of her mother's belongings after the war in Holland. The narrator's family was Jewish, and Hitler was planning to kill all the Jews in Germany, Holland, etc., which I told you. Now, when the war was over and everyone except the narrator in the narrator's family was either deported, it is not mentioned in the chapter, but we can have just an assumption that maybe they were sent out of their country, or they were killed in that gas chamber, because the whole concept of a Holocaust happened because of that. Now, basically, the torture of the concentration camps, the loss of loved ones, left a painful, everlasting impact. Because of the war, the after effects of war, the author is describing them here in this chapter. The story shows how war brings a dehumanizing effect on human beings. It kills the finer feelings of love and sympathy. So how it happens, how it affects, the war affects the human beings, the chapter is all about that. It's a very beautifully portrayed story. I just hope that you will have a great interest to reading this text. So please go for the complete reading of the chapter also, and I will be going to summarize. I will be summarizing you the chapter here in this video. Fine. So let us discuss about the introduction. So, well, this story, as I told you, is about the human predicament that follows the pre war and post war period. Now, here the characters are being introduced. Mrs. S, she was narrator's mother, Marga Minko mother. She can be any name, but here they are addressing her as Mrs. S. She was a Jew and a very rich lady. Whereas Mrs. Darling, she is another character, was a non Jew. And somehow, Mrs. Darling, she just introduced herself as an old acquaintance of Mrs. S. The girl, our narrator, daughter of Mrs. S, had lost her house and her mother during the war, and now she had decided to come back to take her possessions from Mrs. Darling, an acquaintance whose address was given by her mother years ago. Now, let me give an overview of the story. देखिए, इसमें हैं 3 कैरेक्टर्स. एक तो है नरेटर मार्गा मिंको, उसकी मदर मिसेस एस, and another character who is the so-called acquaintance of Mrs. S and her name is Mrs. Darling. So war के दिनों में क्या हुआ कि Mrs. Darling, she used to come to their house. So they were quite rich people. So they had very beautiful artifacts in their house, very rich, but you say very beautiful this cutlery and all the expensive items. Mrs. Darling, she gave one suggestion to Mrs. S because they were Jew. उसने बोला कि देखिए आप लोग Jew हैं. It may be possible कि आपको आने वाले टाइम में कंट्री छोड़ के जाना पड़े. आई कैन डू यू अ फेवर. आप अपने घर का जितना भी महंगा सामान है, ऑल द एक्सपेंसिव आइटम्स आप मुझे दे दीजिए. आई विल कीप सिक दैम. मैं उनको आराम से संभाल कर अपने पास रखूंगी. एंड वेन यू विल कम बैक यू कैन टेक इट फ्रॉम मी. Now, she portrayed herself as a very sensible, very considerate woman in front of Mrs. S. And Mrs. S, she was a very naive and very gentle lady. उसने सोचा कि okay, she is offering me this help. तो उसने अपने घर का सारा कीमती सामान जो जो वहाँ पर कीमती था, चाहे वो कटलरी था, चाहे वो आर्टिफैक्ट्स थे, चाहे वो डेकोरेटिव पीसीस थे, जो भी महंगे महंगे आइटम्स थे, वो उसने उसको पैक कर कर शी यूज टू गिव इट टू हर. एंड शी यूज टू कम टू देयर हाउस रेगुलरली. वो सूटकेस भरती थी और पूरा का पूरा उनका सामान वहाँ से ले जाती थी. अब आफ्टर द वॉर nobody survived from Mrs. S family except the narrator, जिसको हम assume करने की either she was out of the country or she survived somehow. After so many days when she just came back to life, उसने सोचा कि okay, because her mother had told her the address 46 Marconi Street. This address you have to remember because in answers you have to mention it. तो उसने उसको वो एड्रेस बताया था जो कि उसको याद रहा. तो कहती कि चलो ओके, आई विल गो एंड आई विल जस्ट कलेक्ट द थिंग्स ऑफ माई मदर. उन्होंने उनको सामान दिया था. तो वो उसके घर जाती हैं 46 मार्कोनी स्ट्रीट में, मिसेज डॉलिंग के घर. एंड इन द फर्स्ट इंस्टेंस शी डज नॉट रिकग्नाइज हर. वो अपना इंट्रो भी देती है कि मैं मिसेज एस की डॉटर हूँ, लेकिन वो उसको पहचानने से मना कर देती हैं इन द फर्स्ट मीटिंग. उसको कहती है फिर कभी आना, आई जस्ट डोंट रिकग्नाइज यू. लेकिन पहले उसको थोड़ा डाउट होता है कि वेदर आई एम एट करेक्ट एड्रेस और नॉट. लेकिन बाद में जब वो देखती है कि मिसिस डॉलिंग शी वॉज वेयरिंग द ग्रीन कार्डिगन ऑफ हर मदर, अब उसको बहुत बुरा लगता है कि दिस वॉज माई मदर्स कार्डिगन. तो शी वॉज क्वाइट श्योर नाउ कि ओके आई एम एट द करेक्ट एड्रेस, मैं बिल्कुल सही पते पर आई हूँ. एंड देयर इज समथिंग mischievous about this thing. Why she is not recognizing me, she didn't get this thing. तो उस वक्त वो वहाँ से चली जाती है. एंड देन शी कम्स अगेन. द सेकेंड मीटिंग में मिसेज डॉलिंग शी वॉज नॉट एट होम. शी वॉज रिसीव्ड बाय मिसेज डॉलिंग्स डॉटर, जिसको इस पूरे सिनेरियो के बारे में कुछ भी नहीं पता था. शी वॉज अ गर्ल ऑफ 15 और 16 ईयर्स ओल्ड. वो उसको ऑफर करती है कि आइए, आप अंदर आइए, माई मदर इज़ नॉट एट होम, यू जस्ट वेट फॉर हर एंड शी विल बी अराउंड आफ्टर सम टाइम. When she goes inside, the narrator, then she saw all her belongings, the belongings of her mother, of their family. They were totally scattered and they were used in a very, very what do you say, ugly manner. It was not properly arranged. They were using the furniture, they were using the artifacts, they were using the cutlery, and she was quite shocked. She couldn't take it कि how they people they can use our things. तो वो जो एक इंसिडेंट था, how it changed her feelings towards the things, the story is all about that. Fine. तो अब आपको थोड़ा अच्छे से समझ में आएगा. That's why I have just given you the overview. Let us discuss it. Now, Mrs. Darling, an acquaintance whose address was given by her mother years ago. When she reached the house, the woman treated her with a cold reception and didn't let her into the house. She decided to go back anyway, and then she met her daughter, who let her in and told her to wait inside. When she saw all the possessions in front of her, she could not connect with them and decided to leave the house there only. Now let us discuss the summary. After ringing the doorbell of Mrs. Darling, who lived at number 46 Marconi Street, the protagonist was given a cold reception, and Mrs. Darling took much time to recognize her. As I told you, she was standing at the doorstep threshold. She didn't allow her to come inside, and she was just there only, just peeping through that hole. And she said, "Ki okay, I just don't recognize you." She gave her introduction also. I am Mrs. S. daughter, but she didn't recognize. Mrs. Darling had thought everyone in the protagonist family was dead and asked if anyone else had come along with her. अब उसे लग रहा था कि शायद पूरी फैमिली जो है उनकी डेथ हो गई है वॉर में. नो, देयर इज़ नॉट, द फैमिली इज़ नॉट सर्वाइव्ड बाय एनीवन. तो उसको लग रहा था कि जो है नोबडी इज़ देयर इन द फैमिली, बट समहाउ द डॉटर शी अपीयर्ड. Mrs. Darling refused to let the protagonist inside her home and told her to come back sometime later. The protagonist recognized her mother's green cardigan, which Mrs. Darling was wearing. She was quite shocked to see, and she just recognized कि okay, this is my mother's cardigan, which she was wearing. So after that, now अब उस वक्त तो वो वहाँ से चली गई कि okay, she is not letting me in, she is not recognizing me, but she was sure that she was at the correct address. She decided to go back to the train station and thought about her mother and how she told her about Mrs. Darling, who was an acquaintance of hers. Now, she just started remembering all the episodes where she had first met Mrs. Darling in her house. Actually, that was not a very formal introduction. Once the author, she was at home due to some reason, and Mrs. Darling, she had visited them. So she was carrying the very big that suitcase. It was quite heavy, and earlier also a couple of times she had seen her in her house. Then she asked her mother, "Ki why? Who is this lady, and why is she here, and what she is carrying in those suitcases?" Then only her mother had told about Mrs. Darling to her daughter, who is a narrator, and she had given her the address of 46 Marconi Street, that she lives over there and she is one of my acquaintance, and after the war we will go and collect the things from her place. Fine. Now during the war, Mrs. Darling would visit their house and take their possessions with her, as she didn't want them to get lost if they ever left the place. Now, when she had visited their place, she simply could smell ki okay, they are quite rich people, they have such beautiful things, and she was very greedy lady, because that we could simply we can conclude in the at the end of the chapter. So she said ki okay, that was the reason that she had given that option, that idea ki okay, you just let me all your things to carry to my house, and afterwards once the war is over then you can take it back. So she was remembering all those meetings with Mrs. Darling. So the narrator decided to go to Mrs. Darling's home to get back their belongings. Now this time she again resolved ki okay, I'll go there again, I'll talk to her, I will just make her remember all those meetings which she had with my mother, and about all the belongings, our possessions that she is having, and I will get all the possessions back. When she rang the bell, Mrs. Dolling's daughter answered the door. She let her in and asked her to wait in the living room. Now, she was a quite young girl and a very childish manner. She didn't know anything about Mrs. S or her daughter or the possessions that they were having, because for her, they belonged to her. We don't have any idea, but we can simply just conclude that maybe her mother had given them this idea that all those possessions, they belong to them, and maybe she has purchased them or whatsoever. So she, in her childish manner, she was just trying to show off all the cutlery, all the artifacts to this narrator. When they were crossing the passage, the protagonist noticed their Hanukkah candle stand that they had never used because it had been unmanageable. Now they had very beautiful silver candle stand, and but they never used to use that because it was quite unmanageable, and it was very expensive also. It was just a decorative piece and they never used to use that, but they were using that Hanukkah candle stand, and it really bothered her very much, and she didn't feel quite good about that. Now, afterwards, when she reached the living room, she was horrified as she saw all her mother's things that were arranged in a tasteless manner. All the furniture, all the things which used to be so perfectly arranged in their house, it was tastelessly arranged in their house, Mrs. Darling's house. And to her surprise, she was quite shocked that this lady, she had taken all our things, all our possession in the name that she will keep them very safely in her house, and now she is using them without the permission of the family, without telling us. The furniture was ugly and the room had a muggy smell, and it made her disinterested and she wanted to leave the place. Now, here at this point, one phrase comes in the chapter, in the original text. When you will read, you will come across that phrase. She says that I was in a room which I knew but did not know. Which I knew but did not know. Why she says that? Because all the things, she was quite familiar with all those positions. She was quite familiar with all those things. But now, as the positions, the things were used, it was altogether in a very different atmosphere. She didn't want to identify. She could not identify those with them, and she somehow, because देखिए आप इसको कैसे एक एग्जाम्पल इफ आई गिव यू वन एग्जाम्पल सपोज यू हैव a very precious thing, you have a very special gift which your parents had given you, some special friend has given to you. It can be any dress or anything which is very close to your heart, and somebody borrows it from you. Okay, and that person, it totally sabotage that thing. उसको खराब कर देता है, उस पर तोड़ देता है, उसको किसी भी तरह से वो यूज़ करता है, and he or she is not taking care of that. What would you feel? You feel disconnected to that thing. आपको लगता है कि अरे ये तो मेरी चीज़ थी और ये इन्होंने खराब कर दी. The same way she was also feeling कि okay, all these things, they were very precious to her. Now, when the family was not around, she wanted to get those possessions back because she had a connection with those things. Those were the possessions which were making her remind her family. But now they were in that muggy condition, in that tasteless condition. So that's why she was feeling quite disinterested in them, and she did not feel in any way belong to the sense of belongingness was totally vanished. Now, Mrs. Darling's daughter offered her a cup of tea, and the protagonist noticed the old tablecloth that had a burn mark on it. She was sitting over there, she was searching for that burn mark. She wanted to confirm whether it is the same tablecloth which they used to have, and it had some repairing also because of that burn, and she could find that, and that's why she was confirmed that okay, it is the same tablecloth. When the girl was showing her the silver fork and spoons that actually belonged to the protagonist, she jumped up and walked out of the house. Now, she was a childish girl, and she was just showing off that, okay, look, we have the silver cutlery, we use it in daily routine regularly, we just use it. So she couldn't take it. She simply jumped up from there. She could not bear that atmosphere, and she decided not to visit the place again as it brought back memories of the past, and hence she decided to forget the address. Now, here she just left that place in a hurry. She just went back, and through her way back, she was simply consoling herself. It's okay if they are using it. She was living at that moment. She was living in a rented place because the house was totally destroyed, and it was a very small room. तो शी सेड कि ओके, मेरे पास तो इतनी जगह भी नहीं है, मैं कहाँ इसको अकोमोडेट करूँगी ये सिल्वर कटलरी और सब आर्टिफैक्ट्स. एंड शी डिड नॉट फील एनी काइंड ऑफ बिलोंगिंगनेस टुवर्ड्स देम. अर्लियर व्हाट शी वाज फीलिंग कि ओके, आई विल गेट बैक ऑल माय स्टफ, क्योंकि उसके साथ उसकी मेमोरीज, उसकी मदर की मेमोरीज, उनकी फैमिली की मेमोरीज जो हैं वो जुड़ी हुई थी. लेकिन जब उसने देखा कि वो सभी पोजेशन, वो सभी सामान ऐसे एटमॉस्फेयर में है, ऐसी जगह है जहाँ पे उसको बिल्कुल भी उससे किसी भी तरह का कोई कनेक्शन जो है वो फील नहीं हो रहा था, एंड शी लेफ्ट दैट प्लेस. फाइन. So this was the chapter all about. So if we talk about the theme of the lesson, कि theme क्या है, तो basically as I told you earlier, it is the backdrop of the war and how the war affects the humankinds. That is the basic theme of this lesson. The war always brings a lot of suffering to human beings. It brings them both destruction and death. Similarly, this story, the address, is based on the same theme. During the war, all the belongings were taken by Mrs. Darling, who promised to keep them safe. The mother of the protagonist died, and all the possessions were left with the acquaintance. Years later, the girl decided to visit the house whose address was given by her mother years ago. The woman showed no sympathy to her and took the time to even recognize her. She thought everyone in her family had died. The girl wanted to take back her belongings. She didn't allow the girl to enter the house. She seemed like a woman who didn't have any human emotions. So the war leaves the word destroyed. It cannot be healed. Fine. So this is a basic. It makes a person who is undergoing all this sufferings. It just simply brings a dehumanizing effect on human beings. It kills the finer feelings of love and sympathy. So if we talk about the what else she learned from this experience, the story clearly brings to light the fact that holding on to the past can be an extremely painful exercise. This is another thing which we learn from this chapter, because throughout these whole years she was thinking about those possessions. She was rather connecting her feelings towards her family and mother to those possessions. It goes without saying that forgetting the moments and the experiences that torment you can be a really daunting task, but once you accept your past wholeheartedly, you tend to get a big weight off your back. लेकिन जब आप सरेंडर करते हैं रियलिटी के आगे, when you accept your fate, when you accept the reality, then only you are able to just put down all that weight that you are carrying of all the memories and all the feelings. The author, despite being attached to memories of her past, had the courage to leave them behind in order to make a fresh beginning. And she was courageous enough. जब उसने उस सामान को देखा, she said कि no, now these people, they are just creating their memories with all these possessions. The girl, she was so happy while serving the tea in that silver cutlery. She said ki okay, now let them have that, let them enjoy these possessions, and moreover now my family is not around, my mother is not around, I am living in a rented accommodation. How I will take care of that? It's better let them use it. And that sense of surrender was evoked in her at that moment. So, this chapter is indeed an inspiring story which sheds an adequate amount of light on the importance of letting things go. It further reiterates the past, both past and future are illusions, and all we have with us is the present. Neither we have any control on our past, not on nor on our future. The only thing that we have, that is our present, and we should cherish those present moments and live life to the fullest. So the message that this chapter, the story conveys us is, now it is very interesting thing. See, when the narrator finds that her things had now become part of someone else's life and memories, she decides not to take her things after all. The memories associated with her things were overwhelming. There was no space for such fancy items in the small room where she lived now. So this was the thing that consoled her. Now, what she felt earlier, she was feeling really heartbroken when Mrs. Darling, she did not recognize her. But in her second meeting, that was a successful one. Why it was successful? Because, in the sense that the narrator was finally able to find the strength to move on, and felt that of all the memories left behind by the war, the address with her mother's things would be the easiest to forget. So she thought, ki, okay, there are so many things. She lost her family. I mean, nothing, no other thing can replace her family, her mother. She had lost them in that war, and there is not any calculation of that. Of those possessions or of those cutlery or the decorative items, they stood nowhere. She had lost the relations, the people. Actually she wanted to get back those possessions just as a connection, that they will remind her of her family and her mother. But now she felt, no, there is no need of that. Actually the thing was, she thought that it is the main message of the story is a redemption of the past and moving on, कि आप उसको भूल जाइए, जो पुराना हो गया, जो बीत गया, उसको भूलिए, and you should take care of your present. And it is about having the courage of leaving your things behind. These are simply the materialistic things. They do not stand in comparison to the human relations or your parents or your family. They do not stand nowhere in comparison to that. And you have to leave those things behind you, and realizing that it doesn't matter if your memories have a proof or not, because they will linger in your memory and heart forever. ये ज़रूरी नहीं है कि आपके पास अगर किसी इंसान से जुड़ा कोई सामान है कि वो आपका एक वैलिडेशन है, आपका एक प्रूफ है कि ओके लुक, this is the thing, this is the reason that I belong to him or her, or they belong to me. No, it is not that. If you have feelings, if you have a bond, it will remain whether you have those validation with you or not. So that was the realization that the narrator had, ki it's okay if I'm not having those possession, let it be, but the memories I will cherish of my family, that is for forever, and they are not going to fade away in any way. Fine. So with this we are winding up the chapter. This is all about, I just hope that you have got the chapter. Still I would recommend, please have a detailed reading of the original text. The things will be more clear to you. Fine. So here are some questions for your practice. These are short answer questions which you have to answer in 30 to 40 words. First one is, what makes the narrator go to 46 Marconi Street? Which you know very well. Who is Mrs. Darling? Do you justify her behavior? It is an open-ended question that you have to write your answer. How and why were all the nice things of Mrs. S taken away by Mrs. Darling to 46 Marconi Street? Which I told you that she used to visit to their house and used to carry all those big bags with her. Now describe the first meeting of the narrator with Mrs. Darling at 46 Marconi Street. Do you justify the cold behavior of Mrs. Darling towards the narrator? Give reasons. I think it is the same question. The second question is the same one. How did the narrator feel when she was in the midst of things in Mrs. Darling's house? Again, you have to tell the same phrase that she knew everything but she did not know. Why did the narrator of the story resolve to forget the address? In the last segment of the chapter, the message which I have discussed quite elaborately, I think that you are able to attempt this answer now. Next is justify the title of the story, the address. This you have to give the detailed why the address was so important, how she could remember that, and what was the reason why the mother had given the address. Everything that you have to discuss here. Next is how did the narrator feel that she was at the correct address and meeting the right woman. Here you will mention about the green cardigan of her mother that Mrs. Darling was wearing. Then comes, was the narrator convinced of what Mrs. Darling was suggesting her mother? No, she was not convinced at all. Rather, she wanted her mother to have something in writing of proof that she was carrying all those expensive stuff of their house. Last two questions are the long answer questions. First one is a character sketch of Mrs. Darling. It is important question. Please do prepare it very carefully. And afterwards, you have to describe the two visits of the narrator to Mrs. Darling's house, that was 46 Marconi Street. So in the first one, you will describe how Mrs. Darling did not recognize her, how she had to give her introduction, how she noticed that green cardigan, and afterwards the second visit where she was received by Mrs. Darling's daughter and what experience she had in that room where all the stuff was kept uninterestingly. Fine. So I just hope that you have got the chapter now. Just read the text and attempt the questions. Fine. So thank you very much. Take care of yourselves. God bless you all.